The moments in your head, slow down, watch the thoughts float on by, slow down.
All day, please. Oh, thank you so much. How do we love our One Love band? That is answered prayer.
Yes.
That is a demonstration from visioning.
Yes.
That is the, oh, I was going to say a bad word, the S, you know. Spirit, really, stop it. Pastor with a potty mouth. But that is an amazing, amazing demonstration.
Thank you.
I'm so happy.
Spirit is an S word.
I want to welcome all of you. I am Reverend Sharon Dunn, founding, stop it, Cookie, you're making me laugh. The founding and senior minister of the Sacramento Center for Spiritual Living. And of course, founding this center partnered with Reverend Patricia. I see Reverend Debbie. I see Carol. I feel like I'm doing romper room. There are people in this room that were in that founding group, and here we are. Look what we have done. This is amazing. This is amazing. I also want to thank our production team. This is because of them, and our board president Ruth Hall leads the production team. Doug Van Work and all of these beautiful souls that bring this together is just amazing. And I always love the first Sunday of the month because I love change. Yeah, some people don't. We're going to talk about that today, actually. And so we have a new month, and what we do in Centers for Spiritual Living is we have an annual theme, which is so amazing this year, Living Out Loud. Who doesn't want to have an authentic life? And who doesn't want to learn more about having an authentic life? Things like telling the truth. Anyway. And then we have a monthly theme, and this month, drum roll, is curiosity as a superpower. Drum roll. Curiosity is something we're going to talk about today. And I'm very excited about talking about curiosity because I'm very curious about it. Look at someone near you with curiosity. Like, right? Have you ever walked in the world looking at people with curiosity? Like, what is your deal? So, turn towards someone and in one sentence, tell them something they don't know about you. In one sentence. Don't think, just do. come back, come back. You know what's funny? Hello? Okay, what I love about religious scientists is we never do what we're told. And we're still not. So back to the room. My question to you, without you having to answer it, because we do need to go forward in our... Did that change your mind about that person? Did it change anything? Did it open anything?
Yes. Sure.
So what we're going to do in February is we're going to think about curiosity and be mindful. Mindfulness is where you give attention to something. And we're going to be mindful about the idea of curiosity. And so we'll talk about that today, and we'll talk about that apparently all month long, which is going to be fantastic. So that's enough about me and you. Let's go forward to another idea we do is that we have a book of the month. And this month is Words That Heal Today by our founder, Ernest Holmes. And who's Ernest Holmes? He is the founder of the Science of Mind, religious science teaching, and he's the author of many, many, many books, obviously this one, but most of all our textbook, which is The Science of Mind. So Ernest Holmes is pretty incredible. He is a New Thought minister, teacher, who came from a long lineage of New Thought thinkers, including Emerson, and so on. So, New Thought, this is our book of the month. I highly recommend it. And you know what else I highly recommend? Margie. we have a practitioner who is steeped in our teaching and very experienced in our teaching. And I actually think of her in terms of, if you want prayer, you want to go to Margie. You do. Let's have a sample of that right now. All righty.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And welcome to our invocation at Sacramento CSL. And if you'll join me in taking a deep breath and letting the morning go and the rush of the weekend, and enjoying that beautiful music that we had, just mellowed me out. Thank you. Anyway, so knowing that divine one powerful presence of God is right here, right now. Knowing that this room is surrounded with His presence. And I know I am one with it all that's good. And as I know this for me, I know this for each and every one and here in their seats today. And those viewing us on virtual media, I know that you too are one with the divine presence of all that's good, that's balance and peace and harmony and love. And as I know this, I bless our service today. I ask you to join me in blessing this service today on the message and the news and bless everyone here today as we go forward in this week. And with gratitude we say,
And so
it is. Thank you. Namaste. And now I'm going to introduce these two lovely ladies. Oh, I got to do these. I'm getting too anxious. Microphone. 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 Okay, curiosity is a superpower. I like that.
I know, right?
To open this curiosity and reverence, there's an instant freshness of perception, desire to approach and affiliate, to feel wonder in the face of beauty is to be grandly astonished. David Brooks the second mountain. Thank you. And now Pema when things fall apart on her page 35, she mentions, we can learn to meet whatever arises with curiosity and not to make it such a big deal. Instead, struggling against the force of confusion, we can make it and relax. Faith is a place of mystery where we find the courage to believe in what we cannot see and the strength to let go of fear and uncertainty. Brene Brown, The Gifts of Imperfection. Thank you. And now, I'd like to introduce our love band that is just, we're so blessed. And Susan and Laura, Cookie, and Ruth, thank you for this song today.
Thank you.
And for the beginning. Thank you.
Pause, Shakti, peace, serenity, and you're welcome to sing along.
had their way with me. I have to regroup here. Okay. Can we just give them some love? My goodness. I have a feeling that, the four of you have a lot of fun rehearsing. I've been there, and I can attest to that. So, we are talking about curiosity as a superpower today. And I want to say, I was just inspired by that music. And what came to me during the music was, have you ever heard of the term spiritual bypass? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What we mean by spiritual bypass is when we skip over things we need to do so that we don't have to, and you can't make me, and I don't want to. And we look at that which is difficult to look at so that we can get to the more comfortable. Does that make sense? We literally skip over something that we need to be honest about, or delve into, or explore, or discover. And so I don't want to do that and talk about curiosity without first talking about, well, what about the fear of the unknown? How do I get to curiosity when that's new? And we are hardwired that if something new happens, our amygdala or whatever that is, that there's a buzz here somewhere, but that, what is that part of the brain, that amygdala, that is our lizard brain? Yeah. Our lizard brain doesn't do spiritual bypass.
Let's praise God.
Thank you, sweetie. Thank you so much. Yeah, our lizard brain doesn't do spiritual bypass. Our lizard brain meets everything with okay, safe, not safe, right? And so we're not going to get curious first. And so I want to talk a little bit about the fear of the unknown first. How do we do with change? How do we do with greeting that new, brand new thing? How are we with something we don't know anything about? Or someone? Or something different? Someone that looks different? A different culture? A different belief system? Different politics? So, if we knew all, if we could see all, there would be no need for curiosity. And so we appreciate, don't we, the unknown? Not so much.
Sometimes.
Not so much. So we're going to talk about three things. We're going to talk about curiosity, what might be, and what could be. And the topic of what lies beneath the surface, which is today's topic, it's about that which we don't know yet. It is the unseen. And so we don't get to just take a leap to curiosity without taking a stop in, how am I feeling about this new thing? I want you to be thinking about something in your life that you're afraid of doing, even though you're called to do it. I love Dr. David Berner's every day asks a question on Facebook, and I am compelled to answer and have been for 2.5 years, every single day. Because it's so interesting. It's interesting to see everybody's answer and to get involved in the conversation, and there's a connection there. And, so today it was, what is that thing that you were so surprised at that you've done? And I said, become a minister. Because the conversation went like this. God says, I want you to be a minister of my work. And I said, who, me? No. You must be talking about someone else. And God said, whatever I ask you to do, I will give you everything you need to do it. Did you know that? Whatever spirit within you calls you to do, I promise you that you will have everything you need to do it always. Do we believe that? Not so much. Because we have to, take control because there's a fear of the unknown. Well, God also said, by the way, what I'm asking you to do is going to be the second most difficult thing of your life next to being a mother. And I said, thank you so much. And it has been. Have you decided to do something with your life that has taken you through the trenches? Anybody? Or is it just me? Anybody? Anybody? Something that you have had to do in your life that you said, what? WTF? Where's the faith? What were you thinking? And faith, and I've said this before, how many times that you can't hold faith and fear at the same time. They can't occupy the same space, correct? And so what is the first step from fear? Before curiosity, we have to know, we have to believe that no matter what we embark on, if we are called to do that, if it is our bliss, if it is our desire, if it is our dream, we will have everything we need to accomplish that. And so when we stumble and fall apart and it doesn't happen, what is happening there? What is happening there is that we don't have the faith. We have fear of the unknown. Is that right? Have you ever been called to do something and realized that you have to give the fear up?
Yeah.
Well, doggone it. And this is a fun part, where you do half of what you're called to do. And just watch the chaos ensue. Just watch the chaos ensue. That's always a fun one. So I digress. Curiosity, one of the most basic calls of life, truly is a superpower. And I love process. I love technology, and I love to figure out how things work. I'm a spiritual mechanic. I have to know how things work in order for me to have faith in it. And so I literally, like bringing this topic, what lies beneath the surface, or even February, curiosity is a superpower, or even fear of the unknown, I had to go and take a deep dive into it all. Because, I need to understand them. I need to understand how it works for me to be able to go forward. Is anyone like that? Where it's like, I don't assume, and you can't tell me it just works this way, just do it. I'm just not that. I have to know what are the mechanics. And so what we use in the science of mind is quantum mechanics. And you know how much I love that. I love physics so much because it explains things to me, and it gives me, it's like that free fall exercise where you have to fall back into someone's arms. Science gives me that. It gives me a clear cut case that there is proof that if I do A plus B, C will happen. And so I had to figure out, well, how do you get to curiosity? And it wasn't in the notes, because I'm not one to just be curious. I'm one to go, is it safe? Is it mine to do? What if I fail? What if they don't like me? What if I'm rejected? God forbid. So I figured it out. This is how it works. First, there's the lizard brain. There's the fear, because I've been called. And if you don't know what that means, it's that thing that nags at you. I call my God a nag. You know, because when I was in the conversation about being a minister, the other part of the conversation was, I said, I can't. And God said, it's not negotiable. And so I had to do a whole lot of failing before I got it. And even today, I'm still working on that. But I am enjoying the fact that I'm a minister of God's work. There's no doubt in my mind at this point. Thank God. So we're called, and then we have the fear of the unknown. And then when fear calls, we answer with faith. And then when we have the faith, then we can get to curiosity, because we're going to take a leap. And guess what happens after that? Are you ready for this? Creativity. And guess what happens with that? Our life changes, and we start to explore infinite potential. And when you do that, it collapses into particle and becomes form and real. And guess what? The thing you want happens. Is that a wonderful process?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yes.
You know, I have to dissect things, because if there's one part of the journey that doesn't work, that's where I fall into the pit. Because I'll go to that thing I don't understand, and I'll have reaction. Reaction is not response, as we've gone over that. I'm the queen of reactivity. I'm a Cancer. I'm emotional. I'm a woman. Whatever. I have unresolved primary family issues. I have stuff. Here it is. I'm human. Yay! Let's everybody give ourselves a hand, just for being human. So, I'm going to share some of the research, because it's, I'd like to do that. It's pretty exciting what I can come up with. One mind cannot know what two minds coming together can know, correct? Right. So the psychological term for fear of the unknown is xenophobia. You heard that? Mm-hmm. Now, in modern usage, the word has evolved to mean fear of strangers or foreigners, but that's not what the original meaning of the word was. But its original meaning is much broader. It includes anything or anyone that is unfamiliar or unknown. That's just about everything, isn't it? That's about everything. Here's another one. The oldest and strongest emotion of mankind is fear. And the oldest and strongest kind of fear is fear of the unknown. I mean, this is big. I mean, I'm happy to talk about curiosity in the next couple of weeks, but I need to know how to get there. And I need to know what stops me from it. That's how I kind of work. That's the workings of my mind. Here's one. Seeking out the unknown is exactly what will bring us new knowledge and understanding. Who wants new knowledge and understanding? I mean, I'm asking that because some people would rather not. Some people aren't here for that. They are here to live in the status quo. Have you met someone like that? I'm good. I'm good. This is how much money I have. I'm good. I don't need that. I'm good. Whereas in our teaching, we have an unlimited God. Call that good. We have an unlimited good, an unlimited supply. And doggone it, if that isn't the challenge of my life to get as much as that as I can. Because I'm good. I'm good. And that's a silly, silly idea of mine. Because every time I step out of I'm good, I'm doing okay. I got that. And I step into the unknown. And I feel my fear. Don't forget to feel the feelings. Spiritual bypass is to skip that part. And then in the faith, and then I dip my toe into curiosity. And when I get there, boom, creativity. And then, I'm a creative being. It doesn't, then it's just like, squirrel, squirrel, squirrel. I got to figure out what I can give attention to enough to create something out of it. Instead of leaving that and going over here and, I don't know if you're like that. Last but not least in this little part of the quotes is Deepak Chopra, who is one of my favorites because he's so nice to look at. Relinquish your attachment, he says. Relinquish your attachment to the known. Does that give anybody hives? Step into the unknown, and you will step into the field of possibility. So before we go on, I have a question, and I think we have a microphone. Before you raise your hand, think about how you can state briefly, you religious scientists, what is something either that you got all the way to creativity and that you can kind of relate to what I'm saying about how you had the fear at first and then you moved into faith and then you moved into curiosity and then you moved into creativity and then your life changed? Anybody? Any brave soul? Mitch, let's give Mitch a hand.
Good morning. Yes? There you go. Okay. So I was called to do this little program called Rise and Speak, which I'm doing now. And then I was terrified. I said I hadn't really done a lot of public speaking out in the world, but I knew how to do it. But I was told to put this little program together. And so I finally did, and still terrified. But then I knew if I was being given this vision over and over again, that means that it has to be supported on some level. So that's when I started to step into the faith. And I had to get curious because I had no curriculum. So I'm like, I wonder what this is going to look like. And the first time I offered the class in 2018, every morning of the class I would get up at 6 a.m. and I would pretty much channel whatever the class needed that night. And I've been doing it now ever since.
That's wonderful.
5 years, and so blessed to bring it here to CSL Sacramento.
That's right.
And we had our last class Tuesday, and we still have a couple openings. So hope you join.
So that's a good example, is it not, of you will get everything you need to do that which you are called to do? And is it directly proportional to the faith that you have in it? It's like when we doubt and we say, no, I don't think so, it gets harder and harder, doesn't it? But if you just surrender to the whole thing, it
works.
It works. And you know what's interesting also that you said is, when I got the call over and over, God is patient. It's like, you are a minister. No. You are a minister. I mean, it just, God does not give up on us. Anybody else? Reverend Debbie, thank you.
So this subject really speaks to me right now. As a lot of you know, I recently transitioned from being an unpublished author, which was a very safe place to be. I put a lot of effort into it. I did a great job, I suppose. And then I published. And I thought I was publishing in this really low-key way, but anyway, it has totally taken me into that. Now I'm in a whole different world where there's marketing and there's a whole lot of activities I didn't expect. And I am really still on that part of the hero's journey that is yes and no, the fear to faith. I'm not completely in the faith. I'm kind of in the fear, even though I'm doing the thing, and I'm waffling back and forth, and I'm like, so that's where I'm at.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
I didn't feel laughed
I
at.
mean, it's so funny how we are. It's like, why don't we realize that it could be so much easier if we surrender? What's that? Is there anyone else? Anyone else? Thank you so much.
Hi. So I was gifted with a son with autism, and he's 21 now. And so 21 years ago, there wasn't a lot of people working on the solution. And I read a book, and I can't even tell you the name of the book now. But it was a hippie, and he was determined to help his son. And he just dived in and was doing like 70 hours a week. 70 hours a week of intervention.
Oh, wow.
And so I did the same. I dived in, and this is a wonderful man here today, and he's unlike any other autistic person on the face of the planet. And they don't even know how to categorize him anymore because he's so well. And a lot of people helped me get him here because that's a lot of intervention. And so, it was very scary at first, but it took a lot.
Thank you so much. Wow. That was a very courageous share. I am so grateful. I am going to talk a little bit about understanding fear. It's so funny because that was not what I was going to talk about this week because, I like to talk about hippy skippy things, happy things. I like to talk about, give attention to good and you get good. Give attention to fear and you get more fear. And that's not what this is about. What this is about is bridging from what is hardwired in us. No matter what, if you're human, you're hardwired that way. And then how do we get from there to creating the life we want? So that's what this little examination is about. And so understanding fear, what we can do to move through is, first of all, find the cause of your fear. A lot of times I don't give any, I don't even know that is a thing. It's like, I don't even know I'm afraid. Oftentimes when I figure out that I'm afraid is because the nag keeps repeating itself. And I'm like, you said that already. You said that already. I said no. No. And then I can say, let's examine that no. What is actually going on? And I could do a seminar on that and how that has transformed my life to examine what am I afraid of. And I really like the question, what am I afraid of, for almost anything. Have you noticed that many times a day, a week, we could actually ask ourselves that? Like, what am I afraid of? When I get into complacency and I get super comfortable, we call it our comfort zone. I love to live in my comfort zone. Do you like to live in your comfort zone?
Yes.
I have my routine. This goes here. The salt and pepper goes here. This goes here. Oh, and then you get into a relationship with a new person. And like, that's not where that goes. And there's good fear and bad fear, as we know. Good fear is that healthy fear that says, don't step off the curb, a bus is coming, correct? That unhealthy fear, we can call it bad fear, we can call it whatever we want, is that which paralyzes us and prevents us from doing the thing we want to do. That thing that other person did really well at, but not me. Ooh, that big star, that person that really, wow, that's a master. Oh, that person is a mystic. We're all mystics. We're all amazing. We're amazing. We have come here on assignment. Oh, that just reminds me of Tyree Nichols. I'm sorry. Spirit would like me to bring his name into the room. He was just killed by 5 police officers. And his mother said, I have to believe that God sent him here on assignment. And I guess, she said, I guess, because this is day 2, I guess his assignment is done. So, we're going to move from that to question your fear. Question your fear. For example, ask yourself, what evidence is there that supports my fear of the unknown? Do you love evidence? I don't have to do that because that happened. So I'm not going to do that silly thing again. Even though by doing it again, in some instances, would heal the thing that happened before. Is that complicated? That's a little complicated. Well, you can ask yourself, what are 3 examples where I have successfully coped with uncertainty? Back yourself up. Get ready to take a step forward by saying, well, I did that, and that, and that was amazing. And last, what evidence is there that I will fail? And my fear of the unknown will be all right. Failure. Get comfortable with failure. And remember, we say you're not a failure, but we can fail. Oh my gosh! Again, that's another sermon. But I have a wonderful long life of that because I love change. I love doing things different. I love new things. I love new adventure. So guess what? I love the unknown. So guess what? I'm going to fail a lot. I'm going to fall down a lot. I'm going to make a mess of things. As we all know. If you've experienced me, you've experienced a mess of things. Because that's who I am, and I love who I am. Because I am on assignment. And my life has not been complacent or easy. In fact, pretty much, I think I've been able to experience most things that have challenged most human beings. I'm not going to brag about my accomplishments, but we just don't have time. Here's another one. Accept failure as an option. Has anyone accepted failure as an option? Like really say, okay, I'm going to do this thing, and if I fail, it's okay. Can we have the mic over here?
Really?
Can you elaborate, my dear?
I was the end of a very bad relationship.
Yeah.
And
not you, Doug.
no, not you. This is before Doug.
Okay, good.
And I decided, I was in Monterey, California,
Put it close to your mouth.
and my soon-to-be ex-husband was taking off for North Carolina, and I'm sitting there going, okay, so now what do? Do I go back to my parents in Kansas? I thought, no, I'm going to stay here. I can always go back. And that was, if I fall on my face, I can always go back to Kansas, but let me try being who I am here. And it worked.
Wow, that's something, huh? And anybody else have something that came to mind? Anybody said, if I fail, that's going to be okay.
That's going to be okay. Test. Okay. So, speaking of relationships, I ended a relationship last year, and I was done. I've been a serial relationshipist, and I decided I was going to marry God. Have a ring. We were going to get married. But then I had this thought that I've never tried dating a congregant. I had a long 10-year rule of not doing that, and yet many people find a partner in spiritual community. So I thought, well, if this is a disaster, it'll be epic. But I took that leap, and now I'm in relationship with this beautiful woman.
Wow.
Great pleasure. I turned out great so far.
Awesome. You know, I hope some of the conversations we're having, you know, it stirs something in you to, something that might be hidden, something that might have been like, yeah, no, next life. Let's keep going. The other thing we can do is ride the wave of fear. So what is that? That is actually the part where I was talking about feel your fear. Just be with it. Yikes. And one way we can ride that wave is through faith. Just, you know, and it is wave. They're waves, isn't it? Fear is like waves. It's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I can't sustain any one thing, actually. You know, I think that like principle, like love, light, joy, peace is segmental. Like you get a piece of it and then you get another piece of it and then you put pieces together. It's not something that I can sustain, but it is something that if I'm mindful of it and I hold on to that idea of peace or of curiosity or of faith or any of those ideas, I can get stretches of it. I can get stretches of it, and mindfulness actually can give us mastery. Like literally, we can have less and less incremental space of fear and more incremental space of faith. This is true. This has, you know, you've experienced this, I know. And so this whole idea of practicing mindfulness, the key to quieting your mind, I don't really like to put it that way because this mind doesn't quiet. And that's okay. I used to think, well, I can't meditate because it's too noisy. And now it's like, no. Just like our lizard brain, we're wired to think a billion, I don't know what the statistics are at this point, but 1 billion thoughts a minute. No, a lot of thoughts. Does anyone else, like when you're meditating, have a lot of thoughts? Then I'm okay with that now. It calms me. It's like, yes, but what I don't do is pull it in to form. So we observe, but if we give attention to it, a lot of focus to it, a lot of energy to it, that it starts to be bigger and then take form and then move in and then be that, you know, family member that won't leave. But if we are just mindful of it, bless it on its way, give it safe passage through our mind, as I say, then it's okay. That's what we do. But it doesn't stop us from being mindful. Mindful that there is something I'm called to do, and I'm going to put it at the forefront of my mind. I think that lizard brain's like by the brainstem. So we have the rest of this beautiful brain to give attention to that which we want to do in our lives. I want you to be thinking about that thing. So what could be? The difference between what could be and what might be is when we're afraid of the unknown, we're afraid of what might be. It has nothing to do with reality. It hasn't happened yet. It's the future and there's no such thing. Isn't that funny? But if we could think about what could be, wow, this is a big difference. If we're concentrating on what might be, then we don't give attention to what could be. We're actually creating from what might be that scary monster. We're actually creating from that. And what happens when we create from that is that we can get paralyzed. We can do the never mind. And we can be very loud in our life so as not to hear that wee small voice. We can shut that down. Just shut that down. Has anyone done that? Okay, I'm not alone. You know, you really make me feel better when you stand with me in some of my humanness. So, fear of the unknown is based on our perception of what might happen in the future. But when our desire to know more, I love this, becomes stronger than the fear of the unknown, we are compelled to find a way. You want to hear that again? When our desire to know more becomes stronger than the fear of the unknown, we are compelled to find a way. If we can take those steps from fear of the unknown to faith, we need to know the structure of faith, and we talk about that every week. We have principles, we have this teaching. That's what that is. That fits in that place. Building faith is building the spirit of who you are, and this is a spiritual community teaching those skills. That's why we're here. Well, and to connect and to belong. And then, of course, curiosity and creativity. And that's where we get to do the thing. That's where we get to do the thing that we're here to do. And so what could be, as we grow and expand our knowledge of the world, we grow in our personal power and we get our superpower of curiosity. We reconnect passionately with that, with curiosity, the excitement of what could be, and it moves us from complacency and inspires our greatest yet to be. This is cool stuff. Come on, right? Okay. So in this place of security, because we're secure then, I guess, right? Because we got the faith, we built that muscle, we're building this foundation, and then we're building this structure, we're ready to go. And at that point, we are free to dive deeper, discover new things, have ideas build upon ideas, and as we uncover the beauty of the world, we recognize God in everything, and fear is laid down.
Yes.
I mean, I promise, when you have faith in the one who you are and take its instruction, you will have everything you need to make that happen. And every step of the way that it doesn't work, you can go back and say, what am I afraid of? It's okay to go back to step one and continue the journey. So I ask one more question for anyone who wants to answer. What is holding you back?
Disbelief, unworthiness. I can't do it. But my motto is feel the fear and do it anyway.
There it is. There's a book out by a minister or a pastor that I just love called Do It Afraid. Do It Afraid. I love that. It's like, okay, there's no shame here. Nothing to fix here. Anybody? What is holding you back? If you say it out loud, you can leave it here. Time. Okay? Time. Did you know that there's no time and space in God? I'm pretty happy about that. There's no time and space in God, only in the human idea. So if you take your idea that is divine, that does come from source within you, and put it in perspective, there's no time. And that is faith. There's no time.
So, I never quite understood what fear of success was. I understood fear of failure pretty well, but as I look within, I'm like, success will freaking change my life.
Yes.
And that's that level. And I have a pretty comfortable life. I love my life. And it could be even better. I mean, it could up level with success, and yet that concept is terrifying, uprooting me from my comfort zone.
And that was a very brave thing to say. So if we can say, well, I'm scared of that. Another thing, what's really a good idea that I came up with a while back? See a practitioner.
We're here.
You know what we're here for? Is that. We don't work in psychology. We don't work with trauma. We don't work with, things that the therapist works with. We don't take you back to, we don't do gestalt. We work with belief. So that when you change your belief and you change your mind, guess what happens? Your life changes. Now, we're expert at that. We've gone through years of training. We can do that. See a practitioner. Who else? What is holding you back? You can leave it here. Anybody? Any brave soul? Okay, last.
I think the bottom line is that I'm just afraid that I can't do it. I can't sustain the effort to continue to be strong in a certain relationship, set appropriate boundaries, etc., and not fall back into old patterns.
Thank you. You have made me feel so welcome. When we talk about the brain and the lizard brain, all that good stuff, we also are hardwired with a need to belong. Did you know that? To be connected. And when I get up in it, I don't need nobody. I can do it myself. I've had that just occasionally, that idea. I'm not happy. But when I connect, when I get a sense of belonging, I'm fulfilled to the point of emotion of like, oh my God, I come in this room and I see faces. I see faces that I love. I love your face. I love your face. I love your touch. I know that I'm elbowing right now because I'm trying so hard to see my sister, who really wants me quarantined for months before I go over there. And so I'm trying really hard to stay safe and be, so I can go and sit outside with my sister 10 feet away. So I appreciate you allowing me to be who I am physically as well, but I belong here. I belong here, and that's what we're doing here. Is that here's where I get to come and take that call, that wee small voice, that thing that says, I need you to do this next. Here's where I get to act it out, and here's where I get to not be in creativity, but I'm way back over here in the fear of the unknown, and I get to work through that here with you. I get to take classes, and I see practitioners, and I talk to my prayer partner, and I do everything I need to know because I know how to do it. I'm trained. Obviously, I should be. You pay me, right? I love you. I belong here. And I love my life, and I understand and value my process. I don't start out in creativity. I have to get there. And we can get there together. Yes? Yes. Let us pray. So I blame it all on the one power, the one presence, the creator creating creation that created everything. Everything. And before Earth, before this galaxy, before this universe, there was unity where all life was, is, and always will be correlated. There is a presence that is good, has to be good. It cannot be opposed, it's infinite, and there is no way it can be annihilated by anything, and therefore, logically, it is good, all good. And yet, it allows all of creation free will, so we get to create bad if we want to. I love this one life that is my life, the life of each of us. And so what is known in my mind is known to all. There's a oneness, there's a wholeness, there's a life. There is a superpower that is mine. Under these clothes, I have the outfit with the big S on it. I am that is, and I know this for all of us. And so I live in potential. I open my ears, my eyes, all of my senses to the call of what is mine to do here. Because what is mine to do here is guided, guarded, and protected. Provided for. Everything I need to be Sharon in this world is met with abundance, with love, with light, with energy, with just everything it needs. There is no doubt in my mind. And so I give as little attention to my fear so that I can get to what I must do quickly. Because what I must do fills my heart with joy, and all life is attracted to me, and all life is attractive. I live in this truth that there's one power and one presence that connects us all to each other, that gives us everything we need every time we need it. And that is the truth. And for this prayer, I give thanks for it being answered before I even opened my mouth. And I release my word into the law that makes it happen. And I simply say yes. And as we say together, and so it is. Yeah.
That was wonderful, thank you.
My fear, will all the volumes be in the right spot? I apologize if I'm losing your talk. Wrong song. Let's return in favor.
trying to say?
Yes. That's what we say every week. Hello, hope.
Yes.
Hello, strength.
Yes.
Hello, love. This is the new horizon.
That's right.
Thank you. Lovely way to put it into music. So, this is our offertory time, and it's when we offer you the opportunity to give back. What we do here is create community, a community of knowledge, of learning, of skills that we communicate through our classes and through Sunday talks. But we build this community so that everyone can come here and hear hello hope, hello strength, hello love. This is who we are. So we offer you the opportunity to support this. We talk about giving in time, talent, and treasure. And right now, I'm asking for your treasure. This is the money time, because we are living a human life. We are spirits in a human form, and that's what makes the world go around.
Yeah.
One of the things. Which also means it's tax deductible. It's all those wonderful things when we are smart and take care of our resources. You can go to our website if you want to and make a donation there. The basket's going around. There's any number of ways. Just talk to us. But we're here to support you, and we appreciate your support of us, especially those of you who are on YouTube, to support our technology so that we can reach out and be there for you. And you can go to our website and know that we are always there for you. So what's next? So say together with me our abundance affirmation. Abiding by the law of circulation and in heartfelt gratitude, I affirm that I live in a creative and abundant universe that continuously flows in, through, and out of me, expressing as the ever-expanding infinite good. And so it is. Margie had mentioned it earlier. We love to pray for you. We love to support you and to see your good. So you can either reach out and talk to those of us that are here in the room, Reverend Debbie, Margie, or myself, or you can go on our website and just click a button and ask for whatever treatment you want, knowing that it will come back out to our practitioners and be treated on for a week. And you can do it privately that way. Announcements. As you know, we're here on the first, third, and fifth Sundays in the community center live. On second and fourth, we are on Zoom. And you can get to the Zoom we're on YouTube. And you can get to our YouTube by going to our website, www.SCSL. It has everything you'd ever want to know about what we're doing and who we are. And on the website, above the ongoing events on the left-hand side, when we're live on Sunday and you can't make it here, it'll say click here and you can join us online, or you can check out on the right side our previous. I think we've got 2.5 or 3 years worth of archives. So surely one of us said something that you would like to hear in a moment of, that's your support. It's always available to you, okay? Our outreach committee has a winter sanctuary event that we are supporting, and basically we're going to be making food for the unhoused, 25 to 35 people. I think we have enough food that's been volunteered. Anne, raise your hand. Anne's the one who's kind of been organizing this. I think we still need people to actually show up and serve the meal, though, because some of us can do the cooking but can't stay to serve. It's really easy. I did it last year. You just stand there and people come up and say, yes. And it's like, okay, have some food, have some food, have some more food, because we always have way more than we can give away. So talk
talk to Ann if you want to be involved in that, and that's going to be this Friday. No, next Friday.
The night.
The 9th.
Thursday.
You were close.
Thursday, you're right. And you know what? It says that. So if you want to, if I've confused you completely, go on our website. You'll be able to get all the information, or just call Ann. Our annual meeting, which we are compelled to have because we are a 501c3 organization and we have members, and you guys need to listen to us at least once a year. So we can say, this is what we have done. Do you like it? This is what we plan to do. Are you okay with that? So come, be part of the conversation. We also will be electing new board members because everybody's on a term and terms wear out. So we have to get new people in.
Wear out.
Wear out.
We wear them out.
Yeah, how about tires? You need to rotate your tires periodically. Yeah, we need to rotate board members too. So join us after the service, the first Sunday in March. Here. And I'm going to turn this back over to Margie for our affirmation of the week and our benediction.
Thank you. And before I do the affirmation, I just want to say please stay tuned to the One Love Band for the closing song. Outstanding. Okay. Oh, and gratitude for the service today, for the wonderful message from Reverend Sharon, for the wonderful music and the technology and all that. We're just growing and thriving, and gratitude. We bless the service, we bless each other, we drive home safely, and we bless you, and in gratitude we say, and so it is. And I meant to do the affirmation first, huh? Okay, so please post this, take it, picture, whatever, and keep it with you all week in your heart. And together, we can even say it together. I know that Spirit is for me, so I dive with confidence into the unknown. I like that. Thank you. And now here's our closing song with, I think I said our love band. It's one love band, but it is our love band. And please enjoy, give a word.
Okay, and we really encourage you to sing along. We all want to feel it.
It's a call and response, so it's easy to do. Who's going to lead us?
Okay. Woo!
Well, can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you see it? Can you see it?